For my D4 RIBA Studio Diploma project, I focused my brief around promoting individual and local design. Due to the huge success of the V&A Design Museum in Dundee, my brief revolved around what it stood for. The purpose of this design project was to create an extension of the V&A's efforts in promoting local Scottish design. A proposed brownfield site, historically served as a jute mill, would accommodate this facility. Independent designers would be able to work, live and coexist together on a site, collaborating and working on their own individual crafts. The proposal would also allow them to sell their ideas and objects, providing an open environment for the public to engage with. This development would also provide an extension to Dundee's already rich design history, where DC Thomson comic books were founded and responsible for giving the world Dennis the Menace and Orwilly. Today, the gaming industry continues its creative narrative with the likes of Rockstar Games who founded the world phenomenon Grand Theft Auto. The scale of the project was larger than I was used to. In practice, I've worked on small domestic extensions and one-off new build dwellings. I made the conscious decision to further my design training and challenge myself with complex urban sites. For the site analysis stage of the project, I began constructing a physical model of the site and surrounding context to understand the existing building topology and the type of people living in the area. The model also helped with the basics such as shading, sunpath, orientation, and scale and massing. At the initial design development stage, I would always begin sketching in my sketchbook, omitting any form of CAD, to retain fluidity and creativity, but also to show examiners my thinking process behind each decision made. I then began making physical models of my initial designs and placing them within the site model that I had constructed previously to make further decisions on massing and scale. After discussing my proposals with my tutor consistently on a fortnightly basis, I began to understand the need to retain the history of the site's previous purpose as a jute mill, instead of removing all existing structures. This was sort of my aha moment. I looked at cottage industries and the psychology of working from home or nearby. It became apparent that a separation is needed between work and live to provide a work-life balance. I later looked at materials and construction, drawing from the existing yellow-orange sandstone walls of Dundee and the natural slate roofs. I started overlaying these colours over a blank perspective of the site to break up the massing as well as harmonising with the existing structures. To tie the existing structures with the proposed, I pulled the existing red column structures into the proposed section of the site, creating urban trees that doubled up as structure for the proposed as well as forming streetlights. The success of this project was down to meeting my personal tutor on a regular basis, as well as managing my time. I would normally spend weekends on the project work and then increase this to weekday evenings closer to deadline dates. But it's important to take a break from practice and project work now and then to retain a work-life balance with friends and family. Thanks for listening and hope this has been helpful.